The locker room hallway is empty. The pitch is bare. The scoreboard is dark. For Nia Valero, soccer was a sport that she loved, and a sport she needed back in her life.
I remember in third grade just kind of playing with the boys and just kind of falling in love with it as I was playing, and just the competitive drive that the boys gave me, to be honest with you. And I think I just went home and I was like, "Mom, I want to play soccer." And she was like, "What?" You know, she was shocked because I'd never really shown interest in any other sport or anything like that before. So I've just been in love with soccer for all my life, pretty much.
Valero's talents on the pitch quickly showed at the club and prep level. After 4 years on varsity for Hanford High, Valero wound up at COS in Visalia.
I really had no idea like how to apply for college or what to do, and my parents had never been to college, so I don't really know why, or I just didn't ask them or seek any help, so it was going to be community college for me.
After a frustrating freshman campaign at COS, the talented forward was left wondering what was next for her soccer career.
I was so frustrated. I was disappointed in myself that I couldn't make the impact that I had been able to on previous teams. Frustrated at my team and, you know, at the coach and just the situation. And, you know, I wasn't the best in academics, so just everything seemed to just not go for me, and it was a hard time.
Valero stayed at COS for another semester before stepping away from school and the sport she loved. After a couple of years away, Valero noticed an ad for a semi-pro tryout in Fresno. That's when her desire to play the beautiful game was reignited.
I wanted to go. Like, I saw this as my chance to start playing and doing what I love again. I've been playing for like local adult leagues and like indoor team and things like that, but I really, really missed that feeling of a team. And so I went and I tried out, and that's where I met Oliver, and it just kind of, my passion for soccer really sprung again.
Fresno City women's soccer head coach Oliver Drummond was the coach of the Fresno Heat at the time and described what stood out about Valero.
The best part about her is just her as a person. You know, I've always loved her competitive drive and her passion for soccer. She loves to play soccer, and you know, I feel like more and more there's so many distractions for our youth, and I feel like Nia, you know, I wish more kids had the same passion and drive that she has towards our sport, you know, and I like that about her, and I think that's what made me be able to relate to her so much, because, you know, obviously that's how I feel about our sport and soccer in general, and she had the same drive and passion to play than I did when I used to play.
While Valero's talents on the pitch were evident, her struggles off of it with depression were still a work in progress.
I wouldn't really want to do anything or be productive. I just wanted to sleep most of the time. That was kind of like my mind's way of getting away from reality, just sleeping. And, you know, when I was 21, I just started drinking more, and, you know, it just didn't help. It wasn't productive or beneficial to me in any way, but at the same time, I had felt so kind of lost that I was willing to really do anything to just get some kind of feeling of freedom away from the negative feelings that I was experiencing.
In 2013, the same year Valero made the Heat, she suffered 2 setbacks off the pitch.
2013, my grandma Nancy had passed away, and that was very, very hard for me. And I think that even more so just made everything feel as though it was a downward spiral. And actually that December of 2013, I had gotten a DUI, and that was kind of my wake-up call. I totaled my car. I honestly don't even know, I don't remember the accident or anything, so it was just very, that was a wake-up call for me the next day, realizing that I was on this earth still after something that probably should have killed me, and it made me want to change my life.
In January 2014, Valero took the first steps of getting back onto the field by stepping into the classrooms of FCC.
So it was really about me kind of starting over and retaking classes that I had failed in or dropped, and really, just kind of going from there and kind of digging myself out of the hole that I had put myself in.
Valero's comeback attempt was delayed a couple of times by grades and the birth of her daughter, Nancy, in 2016. She then contacted her mom again this summer.
And this summer she reached out to me, which surprised me because I hadn't heard from her in a couple years, and told me she wanted to play. And you know, I checked her grades academically, and she was right there. You know, she had all the units, and she was right at a 2.0 GPA, but we had a couple hurdles that we had to get over from classes that she had taken at other community colleges.
While Valero worked on those hurdles, a moment where her teammates helped calm Nancy while Valero participated in drills one summer workout showed Valero this is where she belonged.
Being older than being older than all of my teammates, I just have a tremendous amount of respect for them because they're such good people. And you know, I don't know if anybody else, or I don't know if any other teammates or anybody on any other team would have stood up and helped me in that situation.
Valero's teammate, Summer Herrera, described how Valero fit in from the start.
Well, herself, she's just like so inspiring to be around because she works so hard for us, and so it kind of pushes us to want to work hard for her because she goes out of her way to win the ball. When she's all the way in the front, she'll come all the way back to help us. So it makes it inspiring, and she just it just wants us to be better for her.
Taylor Alkire, another of Valero's teammates, described how Valero's work ethic pushed her in practices.
She pushed me a lot. We share the same position, so obviously we're competing to get that starting position, and for her to be like so fast and aggressive and like a very dominant, prominent player, it made me work harder.
With the summer practices finished and the season underway, Valero's eligibility issue still wasn't resolved.
I kind of just lost it on the field. I was just watching my teammates play, and I think it was more just me wanting to feel like I was truly a part of the team and really contributing and helping, and it hurt a lot to feel like, wow, all of the work that I've put in thus far may be for nothing, and I just didn't want it to be for nothing. I had came out and given so much already, I felt, and put 100% into every practice that I was there for, and it just felt overwhelmingly scary that I didn't know if I was going to actually see the field.
Valero's frustration was also something felt by Rams head coach Oliver Germond.
On the sideline and just completely broke down, and I went and sat next to her, and I said, you know, I'm so sorry, I'm frustrated too, but I know deep in my heart that it is going to happen, and you know, all the people at our school that knew about her story were so supportive to get her back on track and get her eligible and out on the field, and I was confident that it was going to happen. But
Germond's reassurances to Valero about the situation put Valero at ease.
It just made me feel better that I knew he was fighting for me just as hard, and that he really wanted me to be a part of this, and my teammates as well, just knowing that they were there for me too in that moment.
Valero was cleared to play soon after, and head assistant coach Christina Monreal described the emotion of Valero when she learned the news.
When we found out that, you know, she was going to be eligible and she was part of this team, you know, I was standing right next to her, and to see her face and to see those emotions, I mean, that alone was a championship.
After years of hard work and perseverance, Valero returned to the pitch in Fresno City's 9th game of the season at Lake Tahoe.
I was so nervous, to be honest with you. I just wanted to do everything all at once, and I remember coach even pulling me off and was just like, slow down a little bit, use your speed wisely, and that was something that I took into the next couple of games, but I was so ecstatic and nervous at the same time. It was kind of a funny feeling.
Valero's path back to the pitch wasn't easy, And while she credits many people for making it possible, she describes how her boyfriend, Andres Lopez, helped her through this journey.
Andres has always been my, like kind of a crutch. He's always been there for me, like emotionally. And he's just been that person that I could lean on and cry with, or, vent to. And that's just, he's helped me immensely in that way, being, we've both learned how to communicate with one another, and just growing together has helped us. We've changed so much since 2011, and it's even more so now that we're parents, but he really helped me learn to communicate in those kind of relationships.
Valero accomplishing her goal was no easy task, and German describes just how hard it was for her to do.
I feel like a lot of people in Nia's position would have given up on school and would have given up on soccer. And, obviously she got off to a really rough start her first year or so when she went to college, because, she had some obstacles, and it kind of set her back in her academics, and obviously in soccer as well.
As she continues to write her success story, Valero offers advice for those who find themselves battling depression.
If you don't have anyone to turn to, maybe find a stranger. I had reached out to like hotlines and different things that I could talk to when I didn't feel like, okay, maybe I don't feel like I can talk to Andres about this certain situation, or even the school psychologist. Fresno City was where I actually made my first appointment for a school psychologist, or for a psychologist. So I think really trying to break out of that shell that you put yourself in and really reach out for help, because I feel like now that I know what I know, help is really always there for you.
Valero earned her AA in psychology this semester and wants to go after her bachelor's and master's next. More importantly, Valero hopes her daughter will be able to appreciate her mother's story down the road.
I'm just honestly so proud to be her mom, and I hope that when she's older and we tell her about this, or she sees pictures, that she's proud of me too. It just, being a mom, it's the best thing I've ever done, and I feel like this and school and working towards my career, I just want to make her proud, and it makes me happy knowing that hopefully she will be proud of me one day.